they follow, call it love.
Oh my God. All right, I could do that all day. I'm
That
sorry.
beat goes.
Oh, God damn. He did it.
Mhm.
All right, here we go. Hey, welcome to another episode of the Blackout Tips Podcast. I'm your host, Rod, joined as always by my co-host,
Karen.
and we are live on a Tuesday,
Mhm.
ready to do some podcasting. Find us everywhere you get podcasts. The official weapon of the show is,
Chaser.
and the unofficial sport,
Volleyball.
and Bullet Ball Extreme. That's right. Don't forget, in your feed, you've probably seen it. Hopefully you didn't skip it, but all the information about our annual Black Friday Who Tips sale is right there,
They give you
including
instructions.
the instructions on how to do it. If you already are a recurring member who signed up last year, you ain't got to do shit. It's just gonna recur. And if you don't want to do recur, make sure you go to your PayPal and cancel it. You know, we ain't trying to steal no money.
No, we ain't. But PayPal is like, oh, you told me I could take it again.
Yeah, so make sure you get signed up. That'll end up, I think, the 2nd of December. All the details are there. Have any issues? If you just questioning, like, did I sign up last year? I don't remember.
I'm not sure. Email us.
Because if you signed up last year or you kept it, like if you kept it going last year, you're in auto renewal. Every single Black Friday person should be auto renewing at this point, because that's the only option I have on there. So if you haven't canceled it, it should auto renew. Everybody, if you have a question and you still, because I know I double guess myself, email me the blackouttips@gmail.com. I'll walk you through it. But yeah, thank you for everybody who does that.
Yes, thank you. And like I said on the skit, I'm gonna emphasize this again. Please email the show. Don't DM us on nobody's social media network, because we may not get that shit. And then you're gonna be upset. Email us at the blackouttips@gmail.com. Don't DM us, don't add us, tweet us, post us. Please email the show.
Exactly. So let's get into the show. And I just want to give a quick shout out to Charmaine. She's making some Korean barbecue short ribs tonight.
Let's go.
So good luck to her. We're praying for you. You're gonna be in our thoughts. But as always, we have plenty of news and segments to get to. And we always like to start with the coronavirus news. Y'all know
Again? Look, here we go again. We got variants. Really need to keep a mask on hand and follow the plan. Get the vaccine and second shots, whether woman or man. Blackout Who Tips is doing their part, but the dummies expand. Niggas would rather believe a bunch of misinformation. Fuck y'all idiots not getting shots. Now we gotta regress. If we keep going in this direction, we never can rest. Never can get back to the lives we be living the best. Damn fool, stop the lying, stop the intubation crying, cause it's your fault that motherfuckers dying. Damn fool, stop the lying, stop the ventilator crying, cause it's your fault that motherfuckers dying. I do not understand this shit. I'm not a fan of this. We were like one win from the pandemic championship, but fuckers wanna leave it to game 7 with Giannis dealt the Kumpo, blocking forward progression and Chris middle fingers to your plans, man. Damn. Looks like it's no Drew holiday for you and your mans. I'm sick of black people dying for real, so I'm just writing this new piece to let you know how I feel. Coronavirus. Yeah. Fuck that COVID-19. It's unseen. It's creeping in the air for you to breathe. Yeah. So fuck that COVID-19. It's unseen. It's creeping in the air for you to breathe. Yeah.
Coronavirus. All right, we only got 2 articles, but why not listen to the whole jam?
Ain't that the truth? It's worth the cost of admission.
Yeah, we love to see it, literally, and hear it.
Oh shit! Somebody got a Fiesta Bowl.
Scottsdale business partner accuses former porn star of profiting from the pandemic. That sounds like back in the day when I used to watch Batman on the TV show.
Yes.
And it's like, is this porn star profiting from the pandemic? Will the dynamic duo defeat the dastardly deeds of anyway?
You'll find out next time.
So apparently, there's this guy who owns a gym, John J. Grandina.
Okay.
And he there was this guy who named Dwayne Bell who thought he was trying to help his friend turn around a financially troubled boxing gym. So he's like, let me help him out. His friend turns out to be this ex porn star, I guess guy he thinks is a hustler.
Okay.
Grandina is no ordinary gym owner. He and his former wife were a power couple in the porn business. Grandina was married to Jenna Jameson, and the two started the business Club Jenna, which they sold to Playboy in 2007. Grandina and Jameson have since divorced. Grandina was formed and invested in several companies since then, including Pound Gym. Hilarious.
Right.
What are other businesses? Double D Cups the bar. We serve cum shots. That's my whole thing.
That's on the menu.
Yeah.
It's all sexual.
Yeah, Pound Gym. You know, I got a DVD rental place. It's called
come get some of these two fists.
It's called XXX videos because I've been 3 times divorced, but they don't know.
Come get some of this. What is it? I got a drink called the Cum Guzzler.
Yeah, I got a restaurant that's called Eat at the Puss. It's kind of clever, you know what I'm saying? It's on Puss Street. I've had he just declines business deals when they don't have no porn related. It's like, we just think it's a solid investment opportunity to get this real estate. Is it in a neighborhood named after like genitals or something? No, it's just a solid investment. Nah, I can't do it. Not my style. I'm starting my own gym. It's called Pound Gym.
I know.
It's called Pound Town.
You look on the menu. What is open the box? Well, since you asked.
Yeah. I've had good experiences with Jay, nothing up to that point that led me to believe I'll be in the situation I'm in now. That situation, according to Bell, began during the pandemic. The governor ordered that gyms get shut down to prevent COVID-19.
Right.
Bell said the bills piled up and the landlord locked the door. At that point, according to Bell, he negotiated with new investors to take over the business. About a year later, he says he learned that Grandina had taken out a PPP loan for $60,000. The loan had my name on it, and it had the number to the gym, and it had my email on it, and the EIN, employer identification number, attached to the loan was Grandina's Pound Gym LLC. I'm not a member of that LLC. It also had his bank account for Wells Fargo, which I'm not a signer on.
What?
Yeah.
So basically, he found it forged.
Yeah, according to him.
And that would make sense because you get the shit in your own name then.
He left him with nothing but sloppy seconds. The Paycheck Protection Program was put in place by the Trump
I got screwed in the front and in the back.
Right. He double penetrated my bank account.
The front door and the back door.
Okay. He ran a gangbang on my credit score. But yeah, so of course you know what the PPP thing is. And
that's when Trump was in office, and they actually didn't check that shit, because I guarantee you, if anybody else, even another Republican, would have been in office, it wouldn't have been this fucking free for all. I'm sorry, it just wouldn't have been this free for all. And now, the administration now is having to go back and clean that shit. But nope, give us his money back or go to jail.
We looked into Grandina's business background and found several lawsuits where it appears former business partners filed suit against him. One lawsuit was from a company that accused him of fraud in a business deal that involved masks at the beginning of the pandemic.
Oh, he was
the mask. So the mask, they were called Gloryhole Masks. And so what it was is
that was called Bukkake mask.
So on one side of the mask is a hole, and you can't see who on the other side of the mask. Now it wasn't very efficient. A lot of people got COVID. That's why he's getting sued. But Gloryhole Mask, we should have thought about
it a different way.
It was back when we thought it spread through contact, which it also wasn't good for. So it was a lot of missteps. We attempted to contact him by phone, email, and traditional letter. We didn't get a response. Police opened up identity theft investigation into the dispute. So it sounds like he's on the hot seat.
List of a line of other people. They're like, get behind the other debtors.
All right. And lastly, in this segment is tangentially related, and this scary as hell. And one of the holdovers from having Trump, I think, and having
I can see that.
and having, you don't even know what the article is yet.
But
What?
Trump. So no, I'm just going. Trump is residual. We'll be feeling the effect of him.
I get it.
for
You
a
trust my
long
judgment.
time. Yes,
You
I
get-
do.
Okay, so I'll go get to it. But it's also a holdover from like QAnon and the internet and allowing so much of this information to be empowered. The people that believe in this, Marjorie
Okay.
Taylor Greene, Lauren Boebert. Hospitals are full of sick kids with RSV. We all know this is on the news. Anti-vaxxers are saying it's a hoax.
Oh, I just listened to, and this is on topic but kind of off
Mhm.
topic. I just listened to the Daily, and the Daily talked about this. I don't know if it's yesterday's or today's, but a recent episode they talked about children. They called it the triple pandemic right now. You have children getting RSV. You have COVID, and you have the flu all going around. Because I didn't know what RSV is. It's respiratory thing that it's been around for a while, and this is something for people that have children. This is something that commonly children would get naturally anyway, and it can affect children heavier, and it can affect older people more than it can affect kind of if you're in the middle age groups. And what's happening is because of COVID, everybody's sending everybody home. So children that would have caught RSV just naturally didn't catch it for 2021 and 2022 and most of 2020, of a 2020, 2021, 2022. So you had these children who were never introduced to it. So what's happening is now you have like 2 or 3 years of backlog children, and now these children are older. So these children would have caught it younger because it normally affects smaller children. They would have caught it younger. So now these children are like 1 and 2 and 3, and all of a sudden they're getting extremely sick. It affects your breathing and it affects your pathways. And what happened, particularly with smaller children, because their systems are small, when this affects them, it doesn't take a lot for their windpipes to get enclosed and things like that. So a lot of parents are actually just rushing children to the hospital. And what they find out, hospitals are full, particularly children's hospitals are just full of these sick children. And they were saying that they're finding it really, really hard, particularly for infants, to find like breathing machines for infants, because they can't do the same thing they do for adults. They have to be specially designed. So a lot of parents are having a hard time, getting their infants on like breathing machines and things like that to keep their breathing going. And hospitals are scrambling right now to see what is happening. But I just thought I'd drop that in there since you're talking about RSV.
Yeah, no, that's a lot of people might not have that information. I think the main thing I take from this is, one, I remember when people were excusing all of the conspiracy theories and doubts and questioning of medical institutions and experts, and kind of made people like me feel like the bad guy for being the one to say, hey, this is not the time for this shit. And also it's not going to go away because it's being siphoned and siloed on the internet. So you're actually talking to a community of people. You think you're just talking to one person that has hesitancy, when really they can go and get into a cycle of ignorance with their own hesitancy and a bunch of other people feeding them misinformation.
Right.
And they're spreading misinformation, and we're treating it as if it's a difference of opinion or a reasonable thing to say. And it was often a pathway to things like QAnon and the insurrection and stuff.
That's how a lot of people went down that thing, because the thing is, in order for us to quote unquote have a discussion, we have to be in the same reality and we have to believe in the same facts, and we don't on this. So that causes a lot of problems.
And if you haven't been following it, which I kind of have because of the show and just kind of being generally on social media, you don't even realize it's actually not an extension. It's an extension of something that happened before. So the pandemic just gave more people an excuse and a reason to take advantage of more people. But it had started before with anti-vax shit that, since Jenny McCarthy. QAnon stuff had started, under Trump, like the conspiracy thing. And a lot of times the main things are, they were like, oh no, it's just, this is a new, COVID is new. So we're learning a lot. And the vaccines, they were made in a different way. So people just have questions and they're scared and da. And I understand there were some people like that, but there were a lot more people that were like, I'm saying stuff like 5G. That's
Right.
not, you can't help that person.
Nope.
And then you know, it's Kyrie wanting to be a voice for the voiceless type of thing, where it's like, oh, you actually aren't going to reach him. And I don't know what to tell y'all. We only have to make them take it through their jobs. Yeah, that's what you're gonna have to do for a lot of people, but some people still won't be reached.
Nope.
And the thing with RSV is it's been around for a long time. It's it's been treated for a long time. It's affected children for a long time. It's this none of this is new. And yet, because people didn't know about it, they are now saying, well, clearly it's some kind of conspiracy. Clearly it's not real, because all you have to do is crank up the conspiracy machine again. It's already existing.
Yeah.
It was during COVID, and they just crank it up for different things. And it's obviously damaging. These kids are
dangerous.
Sick. Thousands of kids are in the hospital right now throughout the country, and people are like, this isn't actually happening. This is not real.
Yeah, not only are they sick, a small percentage of children are actually dying.
Yeah.
So like, this is nothing to mess around with. You talk about children having a hard time breathing. The child get a cough, and that's fucking it.
Yeah, it's you know, Alex Jones type shit, where it just, I always just go back to these moments where, you know, people let conspiracy theorists cook as a difference of opinion or freedom of speech. And while they maybe that's the rule of the law, but I'm just saying it has fucking consequences, and not pushing back on this shit leads back to here. So unfortunately, man, I don't think you're going to be able to bring these people to some sort of understanding.
Nope. So you got to make laws that be like, fuck you, we going to implement these things, and y'all just going to have to be crazy.
Yeah, I just think they don't care. All right. Let's get to some other news.
Let me see what you want to be. You better move your body. You better move your feet. And I want to groove. Show me what's cool. Riding, caring, baby. LGBTQ news.
I try to take us down, but we still around. We lit. I try to still shine, but we on the ride. We lit. But you can't do what we thought to do. We lit.
Black guy who tips.
LGBTQ news.
Whoa. Now let's get into this terrible, sad news. I'm so sorry, everybody, but the segment is always terrible, and it's gonna apparently continue to be the biggest news that happened over the weekend. And this is terrible. But there was another shooting, mass shooting of a LGBTQ club, obviously giving people nightmares and flashbacks and PTSD for Pulse, which happened in Orlando. But there was, it's just everything we talk about on the show, and it's why I tell people it is dangerous. It is it's not just a difference of opinion when it comes to like the way Republicans are passing legislation, demonizing LGBTQ people. The reason that, you know, that it is in the power structure still punching down, in my opinion, even when you black, because there's black LGBTQ people, but it's still, even if you said it wasn't punching down, it's still it's still fucking mean. It's still for no reason. And this type of hatred that happens, I put firmly at the feet of people that are anti-trans, people that are anti-LGBTQ, people that promote hate, people that side with these Republicans and extremists, because they never take any motherfucking responsibility for creating a hateful environment where this can happen. So this happened in Colorado Springs. A gunman opened fire at a gay and lesbian nightclub Saturday night, killing at least 5 people and injuring 25 others. Club Q described the violence on the eve of Transgender Day of the Transgender Day of Remembrance, which is because so many trans people are being killed. You got to have a day every year of like, damn, ain't that a shame? Because when we're talking about Transgender Day of Remembrance, unfortunately, it's not a lot of like, and they just got old and died and passed away from natural causes. It's a lot of like sadness and trauma from like murders and shit, and people, you know, pretending to have been tricked and all this type of, you know, a hateful shit, and people obviously defending it, you know, not to mention when you're talking about people dying by suicide, that's another fucking huge hurdle that LGBTQ people have to experience because of all this negativity within our society about it. But yeah, so this person attacked the club, and of course, I get it. Law enforcement in the wake of this, it's gonna take a couple days. You can't just be like, hate crime, everybody. But we know. I mean, at this point, honestly, is all this shit is hate crimes till proven otherwise.
Ain't that the truth?
You shoot up a Black Lives Matter rally, I'm gonna be honest, I'm not really waiting on the description. You know, it's only people outside of the group that start pulling that. Let's all be reasonable, guys, and cerebral about this. Probably 9 times out of 10. You know, just because I remember when they had that shooting of the spas in the Atlanta area, and there was all these Asian women being shot and targeted, and people were like, well, we don't know what the motive. It could be nothing. He just maybe doesn't like sex work. And like, yeah, but come on. You know what I mean? He didn't hit up the strip club. He didn't go down to Magic City. He knew what he was doing.
Come on.
Anyway, so it was a 22-year-old man. The suspect's in custody, being treated for injuries at a hospital. The patron subdued him, and of course, I always have mixed feelings about this because I think I'm so upset about the guns in America that I don't mean to trivialize anyone's heroism, but even when like that black dude stopped the shooting in Waffle House, that would have been like a bigger shooting, and he stopped it by getting his shot in the hand and then subduing the dude.
Oh, this happened years ago, right?
Yeah, and then they had him on like the BET Awards, and he did the rounds on the circuit. I didn't even really celebrate that because I'm like, he wouldn't have had to do that if we would just fucking
do what we supposed to do with these guns, right?
No other country has to have brave citizens all the time. You know, like it's like this has become part of the story too. Is like, and that security guard who was also killed was a 70-year-old black man who stopped him from killing 3 other people, but so he only killed 27 people instead of 30. And it's like, why is America the only place that does that kind of math?
Come on,
like that. Like I mean, props to them, obviously, and that's dope. And I think they also think they're pushing some type of counter narrative of like gay people are soft and weak, and these are former veterans, and these people stop. I'm like, fam, gay people are people, and
come on, people.
That like within the group of people is gonna be some motherfuckers that's gonna be, you know, there to stop you and all that stuff. Is only, I guess it's not. I guess I'm not surprised by it. I'm obviously impressed by anybody having a wherewithal in that moment, but it feels like it becomes this other story where we're not going to discuss what really caused this
right
anymore, because the real story is the heroes. You know, let's make it about the victims and not the person. Honestly, let's make it about the person, and why the fuck were they able to do this?
Right, and they don't want to do that because if you do that, the answer is guns.
Yeah, and in this case, it's even worse than guns, because from my understanding, matter of fact, let me Google to make sure that I got this information correct, because my understanding is that this 22-year-old, his grandfather is a California politician who compared January 6th to the Revolutionary War, obviously a conservative. And so I don't know how you don't link, and I don't find this to be conspiratorial. Maybe some people would feel I'm pushing too hard, but I don't think so. I don't know how you can't link the vitriol of the Republican Party, specifically in my lifetime, but even more specifically within the last 6 years, when they realized that Trump's kind of a loser candidate, but the hate that he promotes is what a lot of people vote for.
Yes, they do. And
they pivoted so hard to hate of LGBTQ people, and specifically trans people, the most. And the same conspiracy machine that gave us COVID is a hoax and RSV is a hoax, a lot of people haven't paid attention to this, or they just don't find it to be the threat that I think it is. But it's the same machine that's been saying like drag shows are trying to convert your kids, and people who are trans and
bills.
People who are trans and LGBTQ are sexual predators and groomers, and all this rhetoric pitched in places where there is no pushback and there's really no regulation of the speech that happens there, and the truth does not matter because they have feelings and vibes, and white feelings and vibes are more important than the truth. And I'm sure there's other people of other races there too, but they're mostly white spaces that are doing this. And I really feel like that's one of the reasons they're not being challenged and broken up, because if a person went on Facebook right now and said some shit like, man, kill all the cops, and they have hashtag Black Lives Matter, they be in jail by midnight. So like that, it definitely feels like if it's white people, then everyone's like, it's their freedom of speech. We have to understand. But this is that rhetoric that's leading to this. I don't see how it's not connected. That this fucking guy's Republican Assemblyman grandfather also happens to be a conservative QAnon type nigga, and then the fucking kid does this. Because as much as people think the children will save us, man, one, the children get older and then they ain't gonna save you. But then two, some of them are children of these motherfuckers.
Yes, they are.
And they not rebelling. They going, no, sound good to me, granddad. So yeah, it was an AR-15 style rifle. And he shot up this community. I don't know, it makes you feel hopeless, mostly just because we love guns too much in America, where no other country has this motherfucking problem on the planet Earth.
They got guns, but they don't have this problem.
No other, that don't bother y'all. They don't. First of all, no, they don't got guns. Nobody got more guns than us. Period. Compared to us, ain't nobody got guns.
Oh yeah, compared to other countries, yes.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, but it ain't.
I know what you're trying to say. I'm making a different point.
Okay.
That actually nobody got guns compared to us. That's how many we have. More, like as many guns as we have people. And then we have to go through this shit because it's the ideology that freedom of speech, we gotta let spread, combined with the proliferation of fucking guns. You can't have both, or you have this. And we have decided to live with this. Like it should incense people that we had Pulse and then this within years of each other. That we haven't done enough to go, that was a terrible nightmare that happened to people for no other reason than living their fucking lives. We shouldn't allow that to happen anymore. It should terrify people that we had Sandy Hook and Uvalde.
Yes.
But something's just not fucking clicking.
It don't deter them. Their guns, they love their guns more than they love their women, more than they love their children, more than they love their own lives. Like, it does not matter.
So yeah, I mean, it's obviously frustrating. I'm not trying to.
So if they don't care about their lives, you know they don't give a fuck about yours.
Yeah, it's just it just feels like here we go again. Yeah, and how many years, how many days, how many months are we away from the next one? Yeah,
and we don't want to talk about it, and that's what it is. Because when you stop bringing these laws, like they need to change these laws. Everybody want to hem and haw and act like now is not the time, and we need to mourn and thoughts and prayers. When a lot of people like your thoughts and prayers don't mean anything, because if you actually cared, you actually pass laws to protect people.
Think about this. Some of these motherfuckers tried to pass off thoughts and prayers, and they're the people that proliferate the fucking society with these views. You have a Marjorie Taylor Greene, you have Lauren Boebert discussing these topics like not now, not ever. How fucking dare you? Marjorie Taylor Greene criticized Joe Biden for condemning the mass shooting.
What the fuck was he supposed to do?
What the fuck? That's hate.
How does this bitch keep getting reelected? It baffles me.
Right.
She's a lunatic. Even for people that are Republicans, y'all can't be like, this bitch is dumb.
And honestly, this is why Biden wins, is because he's a decent dude. After we had the most indecent motherfucker ever. So it's like, comparatively, people are like, I know he's old. I know that he's this, that, and the other. But you know what? I never wake up thinking he gonna say some fuck shit today on purpose just to bother me because he thinks it's funny. He tweeted, today, Jill and I are praying for the families of the 5 people in Colorado Springs last night and for those injured in this senseless attack. you put that in, I think, in a White House statement. So he also said, while no motive in this attack is yet clear, we know the LGBTQI plus community has been subjected to horrific hate violence in the recent years. Places that are supposed to be safe spaces of acceptance and celebration should never be turned into places of terror and violence. So this dusty motherfucker, Marjorie Taylor Greene, goes on Twitter and says, tragically, 300 Americans die of fentanyl poisoning every day in America, and Biden says and does nothing.
What, bitch? All the laws that they be passing. What is she talking about?
Right.
Like, they actually, like that's actually stupid. Why didn't she say what about the kids in Chicago?
Tragically, 5 people were killed in a shooting in Colorado. Biden immediately demands a ban on assault rifles.
How many people does it take?
Is fentanyl not banned? What's the problem? The solutions are this: secure the border and stop the drugs. Defend our right to keep and bear arms so that people can defend themselves from killers who could care less about laws. This motherfucker.
Yeah. And it makes the party look.
I want to call you one. Is it okay if I call her one?
But yeah, some people felt that, she's a representative and they fuck with that. That's why I say you can't
vote for the racism. Because what else the fuck are you voting for? Because you're not smart.
This is why I don't try to center the discussion on changing these people. I'm not looking to change them. They're not changeable. This is evil to me. So we got to find a way to defeat them, keep them from winning these offices and holding power. Because if these are your first thoughts in a tragedy like this, I can't work with you. You see what I'm saying? It's impossible. If your heart is so cold that you went,
right.
But what about fentanyl?
You have no humanity.
Something wrong with you.
Right.
Lauren Boebert got slammed online for her talking about her prayers.
Things one, thing two.
She said her prayers was with the victims.
Don't nobody believe you.
News out of Colorado Springs is absolutely awful. This morning, the victims and their families are in my prayers. She also called to an end to this lawless violence.
That's an oxymoron, ain't it? So I'm not going crazy.
AOC responded, you have played a major role in elevating anti-LGBTQ plus hate rhetoric and anti-trans lies while spending your time in Congress blocking even the most common sense gun safety laws. You don't get to thoughts and prayers your way out of this. Rex Chapman, former NBA player.
He don't be with the bullshit at all.
I fuck with that dude.
Me too.
Who knew?
Who knew, my nigga? Who knew? He be on their asses.
I'm a Hornets fan from day
Way
one.
Back.
So I just thought he was a cool ass white dude that could dunk.
And wear glasses, but he
didn't wear the glasses. You think about a different dude.
Okay.
But yeah, Rex Chapman, apparently he gets down. But yeah, he found a picture of her and basically disused her, and it was from a tweet from June of this year.
So he had to go far.
Well, she said, take your children to church, not drag bars. So he just put that out there, and people was like, yeah, that didn't age well. She also said she deleted the tweet now, but in August she had tweeted, have to tweet about these sick demented groomers even more after learning a different Twitter posting wasn't getting as many page views as she'd hoped. That same month, she mocked a kid-friendly drag show in Texas. Masked Antifa guards armed with AR-15s, which Boebert said was to protect their depravity. So yeah, she is a big anti-LGBTQ person, and then tried to pull the thoughts and prayers shit.
Nah, you better off not saying nothing, because that's basically how you feel.
Yeah,
don't say nothing.
It's fucking disgusting, man. And it's a shame that that's one of the parties in our two-party system, and that there'll be people that will still line up to vote for them. But yeah, another hateful attack on the LGBTQ community, and I don't know how it's not connected to stuff like This marriage date removed from gay couple's tombstone at a Christian cemetery.
What?
Yeah.
After they buried?
Yep.
I would be pissed if I was the family.
Yep.
We put it on there for a reason. How dare you fuck up the tombstone? You ain't pay for this, bitch.
Right. Specifically as a statement to say that this gay marriage does not count.
Sue the fuck out of you. No.
Right.
Fuck up my tombstones, and tombstones ain't cheap.
Yep. Yep. But yeah, the family, of course, is upset.
Right. Because now I have to go back through you basically re-traumatizing them through their loved ones dying with this bullshit.
And so one of them has passed. One of them, I believe, is still alive.
Okay.
And he wants obviously to be buried together.
Mm-hmm.
So he has his plot where the plot says that, you know, Jason's death date, born date, death date, their marriage date, and then his birth, you know, because he hasn't died yet, but his plan is to be buried with him.
Okay, so it's
Right.
like one tombstone for two people.
So he's the one that saw the tombstone and was like,
because they go check on it.
Yeah, and he had asked the Catholic cemetery if they were gonna have a problem where a gay couple was buying a plot here, and they apparently said it's not a problem.
Right, because guess what? See, that's what's fucked up. Because you took their motherfucking money. Tell them no, so they could have went somewhere else.
Right, if that's what you own. Right,
that's why they asked.
But so yeah, he put that out there, and he said, "I came here, was just gone." He said he went to ask Calvary Cemetery about what happened. He was told it was taken in for maintenance, the whole boulder. The line about our marriage was, when it got back, the line about the marriage was erased. They dug into the rock to erase our relationship. Fry tried to talk to the cemetery staff about it, but he couldn't get a hold of anyone. So he hired a lawyer, and now he's coming forward with a story.
Yep. I would sue everybody. I would sue you because you lied to me. It was a problem, and you told me that it was not.
And it wasn't like, oh, it was vandalized. Like, no, you did this. Cemetery LLC. Y'all niggas did this shit.
Right. So you know what? Because I would be like, I want my money back, and I want you to pay for the cost of me having to move my loved one now to another fucking location. It's all at your goddamn expense now.
Republicans introduced federal Don't Say Gay bill just weeks before the midterm elections. The bill's sponsor says it won't stop government entities from hiring strippers to perform for children.
Who is hiring strippers for children?
Right.
Y'all, they be making up bullshit.
This is what I said earlier. This is what I mean.
That don't make sense.
You're not in this circle and these silos, so you don't even. Of course, it sounds ridiculous.
Yes.
Right. But there's people that just doesn't sound ridiculous to. There's people that think that kids are dressing as furries and using litter boxes instead of the bathroom. And you would think that that is so crazy and ridiculous that no one on earth would believe it. And what it says is that talking spear is so extreme that you have people like Joe Rogan saying that as if it's a fact and barely retracting it, you know? Like, oh, I don't know, I heard that somewhere. And you have actual politicians that believe it, you have voters that believe it, and you have people on Fox News that float these stories out there. I don't know what we're going to do about this, because these people honestly can say anything, and it's unchecked. There's like, we're not getting any regulation from on the radio airways or from the television. Like, there's nobody coming in and saying, hey, you can't do this and call it news.
This is not news.
You can't take falsehoods and rile people up. The cost is,
call it news. No.
There, if and when they do some January 6th shit again, they're not gonna be as disorganized.
No, they are not. People fail to realize that was a test run.
Yeah, a lot of this shit just feels like the pushing and prodding the shielding of our democracy to see, like, where is it weak and where can it be destroyed and where can it be harmed. And a lot of that is whiteness. It's wherever enough white people are gathered, we have to treat it as if it's actually legitimate, Whereas there's still people that didn't care how many people went to the street for George Floyd. It was going to always be like, yeah, that's illegitimate, that entire movement. But you get enough white people to be like, actually, kids are using the litter boxes. People are going, well, I guess maybe they are. Maybe we're mistaken. Well, yeah. So this Stop the Sexualization of Children Act is what it was called. The bill would cut federal funding to libraries, school districts, hospitals, government entities, or other organizations for hosting or promoting any program, event, or literature involved in sexually oriented material. Meaning basically anything about gender identity, gender dysphoria, transgenderism, sexual orientation.
Yeah, like
not
that.
Reproductive, sexual orientation, or related topics. Basically strictly LGBTQ stuff at this point.
Okay, yeah, but it don't stop there. That them laws roll into we done. Now we don't want you to talk about sex at all. We just want dumbass kids.
That's what this bill. But this bill is about LGBTQ people specifically, which is why in the segment.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it could obviously get worse. They hate women as well,
right?
So it's never like it always trickles to other people, and that's why you can't really play around in this pool,
right? And you can't, and that's why I know people are getting tired of this, and I know we've already had the elections, but motherfucker, vote. Voting matters. Voting matters because you can put people in place that can make laws that say y'all can't do this bullshit. You can't do this shit. You cannot do this. Because like we was talking about January the 6th, yeah, people saw that. And just like it went all around the world, you have people seeing that to see what works and what does not work. You need people there to be like, hey, we need to bust this shit up before it affects everybody.
This bill was presented before the midterms, meaning they know and anticipated people being motivated to vote for this. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
So they put this out to say, keep me in office if y'all want us to eventually do this to gay people. And to me, gay people are the new Roe v. Wade for Republicans. Like they fucked around and caught the car and they said, how are we going to match like that momentum? What else do religious evangelicals in America care about? What do white supremacists care about? What do bigots care about? Oh, we can bring everybody together with hatred of LGBTQ plus people, and here we go. So and the GOP Senator Ron Johnson said he's well aware of kids using litter boxes in school. He was reelected. So
what facts? What statistics? Like you just yik-yakking. Like I don't understand this.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all say this shit, and when people like prove it, nobody has anything. What school? What district? Do you know if this was true, this shit would be every fucking where? Like schools be like, hey y'all, we got a problem we need to fix. They'll be voting on this shit. They be having school board meetings. No, this is not a thing.
Yep. He was at a Teletown conference. Telehall town event. Telehall town hall. What? Teletown hall. There you go. He was at a Teletown hall event, guys. That's what it was. And someone called in and said, my niece told me that her school had provided litter boxes for students who believe they are cats. The caller identified himself as a former Democrat and wanted to know whether the senator heard about things like that happening, whether Johnson would support a federal law similar to Florida's Don't Say Gay bill. And this motherfucker was like, heard about it. And yep, we got to stop the leftists from getting to our children in the education system.
I don't even believe it was a former Democrat, probably your friend.
It's just bullshit. It's
right.
It don't matter. It's all fake. It doesn't even fucking matter whether it's true or not. White people feel aggrieved. And it's always that one party. It ain't for some reason. It's always the one party of white people that's just like, it's happening. All right. Like I said, the news is trash. Trying. Is there anything good? Nope. All right, let's get to some other news. I literally start scrolling this. Honestly,
we gonna give it a break. We don't give it a break.
Yeah, sorry to everybody. It's terrible, and we did it again.
Let's get out while we can. Let's jump ship.
Yeah, not even while we can. It's just let's get out. This is terrible. I don't know what's wrong with us. I don't know. It's just, oh man. All right, let's go to the next one. Some regular news. Here we go.
I like that beat.
All right. Man, this happened locally. We were out. We tried to go to the grocery store real quick, and we did.
So you found out what happened?
Yeah, but traffic was so
Okay.
bad on the way back. It took us so long to get home, and we didn't understand what was happening.
No, roads was blocked, and because when we were leaving the house, we looked up and it was this helicopter, and it was just slowly hovering over air. I was like, something must have happened because helicopters don't just hover like that.
First of all, I was the one to notice the helicopter. Secondly,
well, I seen it too.
Secondly, there was like police vehicles and stuff that were driving towards, the highway and stuff. Anyway, it turns out, tragically, 2 people died in a helicopter crash. And there was the weather person and the helicopter pilot of one of our local stations.
Oh, because I remember crossing the bridge. I was like, well, there's news trucks out here. I remember like seeing the news trucks and the news vans.
Yeah, well, they were covering the crash.
Oh.
So, yeah, unfortunately, they passed. And,
yeah,
it's a very sad story. It was just like we got home, I just turned on the news and be like, wonder what that was about. And it was to the station where it happened. And they were like mourning these 2 people that they lost that were like,
What station?
It was, I believe, WSLC, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, man. No, it's WBTV.
Okay.
WBTV. But it was just like a very sad thing that happened.
Mm-hmm.
And just one of those things.
Colleagues, and co-workers, they basically take off to do something, and that's it. Yeah,
and you just don't take life for granted, man.
Mm-mm.
Ask that person out that you was hollering at. I don't know. Civil rights group calls for Twitter ad boycott following Trump reinstatement by Elon Musk. They say he broke promises to prevent hate speech and spread of misinformation. So the NAACP said, any advertisers still funding Twitter should immediately pause all advertising now.
A lot of them have, and a lot of them I've listened to This Week in Marketing. I love that podcast. They're in Canada, but they cover a lot of American news, and they actually keep me abreast of the shit that's happening. And they cover a lot of this Twitter stuff from like a marketing standpoint. And they talked about how Twitter has lost a lot of money in marketing, and along with all the social media networks, but they specifically talk about Twitter because it's like the thing that's happening right now. And they were talking about people who they spent like close to $1 million, and like Twitter was like 10% of their like millions of dollars. And they was like, we're not going to do that. A lot of people have stopped, and a lot of people was like, we're just suspending. And a lot of the advertisers were saying they were having problems. That every time you turn around, they kept getting a new person over their accounts. And they were saying that some of them were saying that what was happening is old advertisements that they had already had were getting returned on and shit like that. They was like, it is a fucking mess. So a lot of them are just telling their clients and stuff, don't do anything with them. Basically they have to literally shut the shit down because, they're costing them real money trying to get money for some shit that they is no longer active.
All right, so we'll see what happens. But yep, that's basically what happened with Twitter and the ads. And I think people see the advertising pressure as a way to get him to change or some shit. I don't know.
But I don't think he cares.
Say the Justice Department is investigating Ticketmaster parent company amid Taylor Swift tour ticket fiasco.
Go get them.
Listen, the Swifties don't play.
It was millions of people, and they said them people were very, very upset. People were saying that they was in them queues for hours on end just to get kicked out, just for them to be like, y'all know what? No, you like this. We can't go nowhere else, bitch. Your shit should run.
Yeah, them Taylor Swift fans.
Stop it right now! This is stupid! This is absolutely ridiculous! Get out of here! for adults, and this is ridiculous. Cut the crap.
They don't play.
They don't play, and you know what? I rather Taylor Swift be the test run than Rihanna or Beyonce. Go ahead and get the kinks out and get the shit working right. So if Beyonce tickets go on sale, I can motherfucking get one.
As soon as they was hitting refresh and nothing was happening.
Who you finna try? I bet it ain't me. Oh, bitch, it ain't me. Caps. Who are you?
Oh, they got all them Karen haircuts showed up in them emails.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when you look over there and see the picture, all of them had them buzz cuts. Was like, what you ain't gonna do? I want my tickets.
Because they had, listen, they was gonna pay, but
yes,
once the shit got up to like $10,000 on the resale, I mean, who the fuck got that?
Right. And like you say, who wants to say I have a sold out concert and fucking nobody there? Because like you say, they'll burn the tickets before they actually will sell them at a reasonable price.
Yeah, as soon as Tay announced she was even doing a tour, they was out here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
I don't blame them. I don't blame them.
Take my
Money, hey, my house and my car. Yeah, because she hadn't toured in like pre-pandemic. I think 2018, 2019 was the last time she toured. So they have been literally patiently waiting for her. And it don't matter how you feel about her, how you don't feel about her, whatever. That bitch sells. She sells. Yeah. And so they was like, we want to see you.
Yep. As far as Ticketmaster.
I was rooting for you. We were all rooting for you. How dare you?
So, yep. And then, you know, a lot of people, we've seen shady shit with Ticketmaster, like, and the relationships with resellers and all that stuff too. Like, the finally, I mean, it's been years of them doing this shit, to be honest, and it's been shady for a long time.
Yep.
And they basically have a monopoly on ticket sales. And
particularly when they bought Live Nation, like in 2010, I want to say.
And I think even when like the PlayStation and the Xbox went on sale and it was hard to get those, these online sales have been able to be manipulated and to be like hacked. And you kind of need to find some type of way, and there has to be a way of making sure tickets get to the fans and not in the hands of just resellers and hoarders. And I'm glad to see the government having to get involved, because the Swifties don't play.
Yeah, and I'm glad too, because my thing is, and a lot of times it would be so fucking frustrating that shit would sell out before it even went on sale. So it's like, well, how the fuck do these bots got access to shit? And they be like, are you a robot? They've got to run around that shit too. I guess the robots figured out how to check. Yes, I don't know, but it's fucking infuriating, because I remember when I was trying to get a PlayStation, that shit, you literally had to be fucking on top of it. Anytime an alert went out, by the time you went there, that was, I know, bitch, you late, it's gone. I was like, well, shit, I just got the alert. How are you already sold out?
Yeah, I just don't get why I have to deal with this shit. If I gotta pick out the fucking fire hydrant to show I'm not a robot, like, how the fuck are the robots picking out the crosswalk or whatever? Like, I'll find the 3 traffic lights. Like, how are they doing it? And if so, then stop giving me that test.
Right. How, Sway? How?
Anyway, let's move into some different news. All right, everybody. I'm trying to see if I had anything. Oh, the AMA production team addressed the Chris Brown cancel performance. That is an update to a story we talked about yesterday, because I was confused.
Right. It didn't make sense.
According to them, they said live shows change all the time. It's the nature of the business. Unfortunately, this element of the AMAs didn't come together, as we couldn't align on the performance, to no fault of Chris Brown. So now, they're saying it was just a coincidence, I guess.
Yeah, y'all can't explain it more. You can't just be like, "I bad," basically.
I mean, that's what they are saying, and I mean, they don't have to explain shit. That might be it. Just it wasn't even about him. We fucked up somehow.
We thought we could squeeze it in. Then realized the minutes we just couldn't do it.
Something happened,
right?
You know. But one of the things it made me think is, if this is what happened, then a lot of the people that took some type of credit for like thinking they took a stance and gave them some type of credit, they didn't earn that credit. like earning that credit would be putting a statement out today like we feel like Chris Brown is an abuser and he shouldn't be here.
Yeah, they didn't do that.
They didn't bring up like I've seen all the shit online. This is why I said I'm not that interested in what people our age are saying, because we legitimately do not feel a connection to this guy as an artist.
Right.
So we have no empathy for him at all. I'm not saying we should. I'm just noting that we have empathy for other people who were of our generation, who were influential. We will find a way that they need to be, you know, like I said, it's Dr. Dre at the fucking G-Funk Bowl. Nobody gave a fuck at that point. So we give a pass when we are connected to the music.
Right.
We're not really connected to Chris Brown like that.
He's like a generation.
Yeah, the younger, the young, like people that's probably like 30 to 35 now are probably like,
yes,
I still support him, and
this was they jam.
He made a mistake, but I believe in forgiveness. Blah blah. You know the shit we said for Tupac. Anyway, what I think is interesting on this is that a lot of our people, they was bringing up shit that like Karrueche Tran had a restraining order against this man. It's like, yeah, she been had a restraining order and he been places and events, and we also know that a restraining order expired sometime this year, so we don't even know that that was the issue, and they didn't come out and say it was the issue, unless they're trying to hide that was the issue. It feels like it's still. I am as confused today as I was yesterday about that whole fiasco of why was he even there versus what the fuck happened. And you know, he's a confusing dude too, so who knows, maybe he was spreading some of the confusion by reacting to it like, why the fuck did they do this to me? And they're like, Chris, we just didn't have time for the tribute.
Right. And so his quote unquote form of protest was just not showing up.
Yeah. So anyway, Kelly Rowland was asked by TMZ about it, and she doubled down on her like statement about like she went further into like talking about forgiving him and moving on. I thought that was interesting. Just because I think the perception of who Chris Brown is and the way that people talk about him versus real life with his peers, it probably is that disconnected.
Yes, it is. These people are co-workers
to a certain extent. It probably is just that disconnected because they don't feel, they're not on Twitter all the time and they don't feel the same as, you know, people on Twitter probably.
Right.
I'll see if I can share with y'all. Once again, let me know if the audio doesn't work. We're gonna try this.
It does something funky sometimes.
Yeah, we're gonna try this. Let me see. Copy this. Put this over here. Oops, that's not what I said. There we go. Thanks. All right. Let's see if this audio works. They can't hear it. They can't hear it, of course. Because why would it work like it worked yesterday? It's a new day. So, of course, it's not going to work.
It's a new day.
All right, let's try it again. Here we go, everybody.
You know what? I believe that grace is very real, and we all need a dose of it. And before we point fingers at anybody, we should realize how grateful we are for every moment that we get, for even our own things that we have. I just think it's important to remember to be human. We are humans, and yeah.
Do you feel like he needs to be forgiven for, like, you know, what he did? I mean,
you know what? We all need to be forgiven for anything that we could be doing, anything that we're thinking. We all come up short in some sort of way. And grace is real, and we are humans, and everybody deserves grace, period. Have a good day.
So that's what she had to say about it. So it wasn't, when she said chill out or whatever, it wasn't just so I can get this award out. It was legitimately in support of him. So there you go. Like I found this discussion interesting as always because of how much I find that this undercuts the abolition movement, the online easy cosign of forgiveness.
The We Petty group.
No, the the underline the stuff that's like justice reform and stuff that people advocate for online because it's quick and easy and simple. It's nothing but a tweet to them.
Right.
And it's theoretical because whatever the violence or crime or whatever happened, it just didn't happen to them.
Right.
And it didn't happen in their mind. It's not happening to someone they know and love. So they just go, listen, black people aren't the ones in jail. We need to let them all out. We need to forgive everybody. There shouldn't even be jails. We don't need police. We don't need any of this shit. And then you go, okay, so that I'm a very radical person and this is the only solution. And y'all looked at the people that want to abolish slavery the same way, but they was right. And it's like, okay, maybe that's what it's got to be. And then you ask them about any celebrity, any athlete, anyone who's ever fucked up criminally in a way that hurt somebody, especially somebody they like or know or identify in their group with. And 100% of the time they're like, the fuck not. They should never work again. They should be in prison. They should they should be harassed every time they breathe. Someone should be on their neck.
Right. They should just fall out of the existence.
And so to me, those are two diametrically opposed. We contain volumes. People are allowed to be hypocrites, but those are two diametrically opposed fucking ideas. It just is.
Yeah, we're humans and we're complex, which is completely understandable.
So I just look at it that way, where I look at how y'all talk about celebrities. I'm like, why are you even pretending to be not this person all the time? This is you.
Yes, it is.
You know, the only time you really, really, really want to see like some level of forgiveness and move on is when you identify with the person. You know, that's why you see like, and I'm like, I don't even, I just expect it at this point. You know, I understand it, but it's like that thing where like when they want grace, it's always for like Chrisette Michelle. You know, it's always for with dudes, it's Kanye and Kyrie. With, you know, black dudes. With black women, it's, you know, some, you know, black women that have done problematic shit. And it's like, well, if you think about life, it's hard. And I think that's what's happening. And then Chris Brown, his fan base is a lot of black women.
It is.
So there's a lot of black women that just are a generation below us that are like, I actually have moved on. I think it was fucked up what he did. But I also feel like it's been long enough. He's doing music and not getting in trouble. And now I support him. And now, you know, we feel how we feel, which is like, he gonna fuck up again. I don't even like that nigga no way. So it's been interesting to just see this play out online. But yeah, Kelly Rowland, I think by the virtue of her being one of the few black women that nobody ever got nothing bad to say, a part of that, some virtue signaling stuff about colorism, but also part of that, she literally just kind of stays out of everybody's business. It's gonna be interesting to see what people, I mean, actually, it's not gonna be interesting. They're gonna ignore this.
Yes, they are.
They gonna pretend she didn't say this shit.
Never said it. This shit ain't never coming up again.
The only way this comes up again is if Chris Brown does something, and then they could go, remember when you said? But other than that,
yeah, and she gonna be like, yeah, and I said forgive. Like,
yeah,
the fuck y'all talking about?
But you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't like if he hit another woman, which he may never do, but if he does, they're gonna come back to her and this quote. I promise you that. But yeah, it's
that's they just like that. They're like, so no matter what, even though what she said was somewhat valid, it's like, okay, but you know what? What about y'all?
I just think people full of shit. They don't believe in that. I don't even care what side of it you fall on, to be honest with you. Like, it's not Chris Brown's not my guy either. It's not that important to me. I don't think I've ever in my life listened to a whole Chris Brown album.
Oh, I have. That
I
first
know you have.
album
I know you have, Cam. Yeah, tell me about it. How great it was.
It was.
And that's why he should be able to beat women. I get it.
I did not say that.
Listen, you and the women lining up to take pictures with him after the show. Same thing to me.
Don't you put words in my mouth.
You just like Kelly Rowland? You just like Kelly Rowland.
Don't you put no words in my mouth.
Okay.
I did not say that.
You liked his music at one point.
I did not say that.
I'm faux cotton. Because I just was.
I'm about to say that makes more sense.
Nah, but seriously, I just never listened to music, so it's just not a loss for me the way that people feel this like loss or whatever. Oh shit! Speaking of music, that reminds me, I listened to that Drake and 21 Savage, and I see what the problem is, man. I and I kind of take some blame for this. For years, I said I want a whole album of Drake just fucking rapping. I was tired of his crooning and his fucking monotone ass singing and his fucking soft, sad misogyny. I grew up on regular misogyny, dog. I'm not into the like passive aggressive, why you gotta wear that dress type misogyny. Like if you're gonna be demeaning to women, just go ahead and be demeaning to women, dude.
Come all out.
Yeah, like I don't like that light skin, type of misogyny. I prefer straight up. And it seems that trying to match 21 Savage, he actually did do what I said. He gave me a whole fucking rap album. No singing, no soft ass, girl, why you ain't like none of that shit. And I apologize. I did not know this nigga had this level of evil in him. He, of course, took it too far.
Yes, he did.
And he just couldn't. Oh, you heard it?
Mm-mm.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
He just from the comments he was saying,
he took it too far because he don't come from that, and he don't know the line.
He don't know the nuances.
He was out partying with his bad friends.
I decided to make an album,
smoking cigarettes and doing shit that he don't supposed to be doing.
I told you the shit didn't make no sense. Cause like you just put out an album, this don't make no sense.
It's really just to me it's that simple. I like 5 songs in, I was like, oh no, I know what happened. I don't even know if I made it to the Megan Thee Stallion song. I was just like, oh, this nigga, he just trying to be part of the hood rat crew. And now look at you.
Everybody can't be part of the hood rat crew,
right? And
he had some bops, some bops too. I like his bops.
Well, you could tell he didn't mean it because he posted a fucking selfie. And then I ain't do that the next day, and it's like, dude,
you can't stand behind it.
You can't even like you're not even built for this. You still want to be liked and shit.
Mm-hmm.
What a fuck boy. So sad. Plus, it's like the other reason is regretful is because I thought if we got a bunch of Drake aggressive raps, he'd be dissing niggas. I know he's gonna spend the whole album dissing black women. I thought he was gonna be like, oh, and also, remember when you thought I let it go? Fuck you, Pusha T. Oh, Meek Mill, hey, you could get some too. I thought we was gonna get that. Mm-mm. And 21 Savage apparently was hyping him up in the recording, like, nah, man, spit that hot shit. And then this thing's like, oh, that hot shit. Oh, I'm gonna say, Serena husband ain't shit. Like what they got
come from?
I mean, I guess if that's what you think is I mean, it is mean out of no.
It is mean
because it's mean for no reason out of nowhere. I guess that counts as a diss, but I was kind of hoping you like maybe diss some other rappers. Like what about Jay-Z or something? He was like, nah. Oh, but what about this? Ice Spice. Like, nigga, Ice Spice is 12. What are you talking about? Ice Spice, she just put an album out. She just put a single out 3 minutes ago. They'll never see it coming. I'm like, oh, Drake. Oh.
Yeah, because he don't want to have to look his peers in the face.
I guess. I don't know. These women are his peers to me.
I mean,
Megan Thee Stallion a peer. This nigga's just a bitch, Karen. It's no, you're not going to find a reason to it. You didn't listen. I did.
Okay, no problem.
He's just a bitch.
And let's say he ain't want to deal with men looking at him in his face.
He's dissed men before.
That's true.
He had some of the best disses.
Yeah, he did.
God damn, I still think about them diss tracks like, woo, I thought Aubrey was soft. He came with it. And now I'm like, oh, he is soft. What was that?
My bad.
That was an anomaly. Ain't no excuses for this.
Just
a whole bitch.
I'm sorry. I just know the shit you've been doing on Twitter.
So sad. But oh well. Let's get to let me think. What do I want to do next? Okay, I guess we do a little bit of fucking with black people real quick. Pull my fucking with black people out and play.
Fucking with black people. Fucking with black people. Fucking with black people. Fucking with black people.
Fucking with black people. Let's get to it, Karen.
Okay.
Who's fucking with us now? Candace Owens endorsed anti-woke bank dies a hilarious death. That's right. Apparently, she had started some type of weird ass bank called Gloryhole for like finance. And she said, today I can't think of a better reason for his, the article is one of these sassy articles. And the article says, today I can't think of a better reason for a hysterical laugh than the failure of Candace Owens backed startup called Gloryhole, which was marketed like a bank, but in fine print actually was a financial technology company, not a bank. It promised checking and savings accounts and debit cards for conservatives whose money, I suppose, spends differently than everybody else's because America. The company raised millions in startup capital from billionaire right-winger Peter Thiel and others before it went live in September. But it was so concerned with pushing culture wars that it forgot that banks in startup mode are supposed to be focused on offering attractive rates on deposits and to bring in new customers.
Right, customers, bitch.
So apparently, the Rolling Stone said, pitching itself as a financial institution that allowed one to be free to celebrate your love of God and country without fear of cancellation. Now, I thought God and money was, listen, I'm no expert, but my whole thing was I thought God and money was supposed to be like, not a good combination.
That's shit need to run though. You need money to run it.
But I thought God and money, like in the Bible, was a lot of like, hey, too much of this money, shit start looking kind of dicey. Maybe I got it wrong. I listen. I could be wrong. Maybe God loves money and it's dope. But I don't know. Feel like it was a few passages like, hey, if you rich, it's gonna be hard to get to heaven.
How it gonna be hard to make your way in the front door?
Hope y'all understand. This might not be the move, but that was, that's just me paraphrasing. I didn't memorize the Bible or nothing, but apparently Candace Owens and them got a different type of God.
Apparently so, but you still need customers.
They said highlights from the About Us page include our Bill of Rights is non-negotiable. We are one nation under God. In its short-term tenure, Gloryhole managed to launch checking and savings accounts as well as credit cards with plans to offer mortgages and insurance in its future that will no longer take place. Founder and CEO Toby Neugebauer pitched plans to offer gun owners discounts on home insurance, credit cards made of shell casing material, and assistance paying legal bills if customers shot someone in self-defense. All very reasonable things that we do all the time, right? Shell casing credit cards sound like it's not getting through TSA.
That would flag something.
It's like, it just sounds like.
So what happens when I walk in the front door? Everybody just go, America. So you mean tell me all the tellers got guns on their sides? Yeah. The fuck is this?
Is this a stick up? No, I'm just here to make a deposit, buddy. No,
I'm just here to work.
I'm in line for the stick up. Actually, I'll wait till y'all get done with the transaction,
and then I'll stick them up. And shit, it'd be fucking shootout to make you put out a gun, the teller put out a gun. I mean, everybody got guns in this bitch.
Also, imagine putting your money in anything Candace Owens,
right?
Like what y'all gonna buy some Candace Owens hair care products next? Get out of here.
You know that shit ain't gonna work. Them dry ass ends. Your hair ain't gonna have no moisture in it.
It's made with 90% alcohol. Just rubbing alcohol right on your hair. And witch hazel, but mixed with alcohol. For double the moisture.
No, that's not how that works.
It's just Perk Plus with her picture on the front. Anyway, and it doesn't, and also Republicans and conservatives are the party of no student loan forgiveness, no minimum wage hike. Like they're, this is not the party of solid financial investment. They're the party of like, fuck you, little guy. The bank is supposed to be for the little guy. At least when you're promoting people to sign up, you're not getting billionaires to come over to your bank normally. You're getting the little guy to come over, and the little guy is fucked by the Republicans. So why would they do this?
Why?
So now their public website is just one page.
We closed. The fuck is this?
It's basically closed. Yeah.
What y'all do for y'all handful of customers? I bet they probably didn't get their money back.
As of yesterday, it says they've experienced a series of financial challenges related to startup mistakes, reputation attacks, the declining economy, and multiple negative media stories.
No, y'all just ran a bad business. The fuck
Karen,
is this?
it was the woke liberal mob, the leftist, and Antifa. As a result of the developments late last week, the board of directors leadership of Glorify have come to the heartbreaking conclusion that we need to begin winding down the company's operations. We couldn't be more thankful for our employees' tireless efforts.
The whole 10 of y'all.
To bring this amazing product to market and our members and clients' early trust, nor could we be more disappointed in the ultimate outcome. Effective immediately, we have begun the process of helping our customers resolve their accounts. Look for more information and specific steps to follow within the next 24 hours. This is not a result of any action by you, and we sincerely apologize for any inconvenience. And then they got the client assistance. Why are you closing my account? We are closing down.
They gonna run their credit card with the guns on. That shit going.
Actually, when they get declined, it goes pow pow pow.
What is that noise?
We are closing down our digital banking platform. As a result, we will be closing down all accounts open to date. Imagine you signed up for this bullshit and now your account just closed and you got to go to the website and it's got this.
Yeah, imagine you open your account. Now you can't get your direct deposits.
They still accepting cookies though. So yeah. What if my balance is over $5,000? Originally, for your protection, our system limited the amount of funds that can be transferred out of any account to $5,000 per day. We're working diligently to get that limit changed today so you can transfer the remaining funds yourself. Meanwhile, please transfer up to $5,000 of your balance to your linked external account using the Glorify app today. If you have any issues,
I know that shit work. Y'all closing down.
So they like, go find a real bank account.
Go find a real bank account.
And then put your money in the real account so it won't be over here where it don't work.
Go to the real bank that's FDIC secured.
Yeah. Oh my God. Well, that's what you get. 0 to 100, Karen.
0, I don't care.
0 as well for me, Karen. 0 as well. Michelle Obama says she chose to straighten her hair during the Obama administration because Americans were just getting adjusted to having a black president and they wasn't ready for that 4C.
I see that now. Now she don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
She gonna get them curls.
Well, it was also that thing too where like I know black people can be cynical and online can be cynical, but like, didn't we always know this is who Michelle was? Like, do y'all have no black sense? The people that were like, she is a fake. This I'm like, Michelle Obama.
That's a real nigga.
Like Barack was like, this is the job I was made for, to do this, and I believe in America, blah blah. Michelle was always giving like these fucking white people.
You could tell it on her face. You could tell she was like, I'm doing this because I love him.
Right. She's like, here they go with the bullshit. Like she always get that vibe to me, including with her hair and stuff. Where she was like the second. Michelle Obama was on the longest. She was on her 8-year I'm just at work thing with her hair.
Honey, the second he left office, all you seen was curls.
Yeah, she's like, I'm just.
Now that you seen curls, you seen legs. She was like, oh, y'all can get these legs, y'all can get these arms. She was like, bitch, wasn't working out for nothing.
They might as well have had. She might as well wore a wig for 8 years. That's just like that's the level of like I'm just at work. Okay, like it's just like when you see some of y'all don't, I feel like most people listen to us know this, but there's some people that think like that's how the black woman they work with look. That y'all just be like that's Deidre, and it's just like no,
and they get confused.
You fuck around and be on Facebook and see her out on the weekend and be like, who is this different black person? It's like this is how Deidre look when she is allowed to just be herself and give a fuck, as opposed to, let me put on this. Y'all ain't ready for this. Y'all ain't ready for this hair. Y'all ain't ready for this makeup. Y'all ain't ready for this the cut of this dress. Michelle had they ain't ready for all that. And so she got asked about it in this conversation with Ellen DeGeneres, because I guess Michelle has a new book coming out called The Light We Carry.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, she said Americans had to get adjusted. She said, let's get healthcare passed first. They tripped out when Barack wore a tan suit.
Right.
She said, referencing the 2014 controversy, the great indignity, the scandal of the Obama administration, the code of ethics at a workplace. As Black women, we deal with it. The whole thing about, do you show up with your natural hair? She added that she joked with her staff about switching up her look. I would get my staff all worried. I was thinking about getting braids. She said,
I know they've been looking like, no, Michelle, no.
That's the African American experience, but women in offices that are worried, should I wear skirts? Should I wear pantyhose? I hate pantyhose.
Me
But
too, Michelle. Me
when
too.
you're carrying all this other stuff, this mask, these differences, and you're trying to do your job, it's just an extra burden on overcoming.
Yeah, fuck a pantyhose. I'm with you on that one.
Yeah, so but I feel like we
Wearing
knew
slips and shit. Fuck that. I'm sorry. Flashbacks.
Nah, that's cool. Let's go do your thing. I'll wait.
I'm good.
I
just had to get that out of my.
You sure?
Oh, fuck a girl or two.
Okay, I was
fuck
gonna say
that bullshit too.
Mm-hmm. Anything else?
I'm checking down the list. I don't want none of that. I don't blame her.
So 0 to 100.
This right here, get a 100 because I understand. Because I remember at my old job, one of my coworkers, she would wear wigs and stuff like consistently, and Black people know Black people, so I'm like, oh, okay, that's a wig, and so some of the white coworkers would be like, you changed your hair. She'd be like, girl, this is a wig. Like, what are you talking about? Mm-hmm. Because they weren't used to you coming in one day is short, you coming in next day is long, you coming in next day is a bob. They wouldn't use, to that. And then you have some people that would just braid their hair down, wear long hair all the time, and just was like, well, this is what it's gonna be. And then, after when I went natural, I had been there so long, I was like, well, guess what? You're gonna have to fucking fire me. And I just let my hair just grow out. And a lot of white people, they don't know how to handle your hair just growing out naturally on its own because they used to our hair going down and being long like theirs.
Yeah, and I mean, at the end of the day, they'll deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure Michelle could have worn her hair I don't think it's like a fear thing or something. I think she legitimately was like, other people, Barack Obama, are worried about how we're perceived, and honestly it has a big effect how we're perceived. Mm-hmm. And she was already the most criticized first lady,
yes,
in the most hypocritical of ways. I know there's people that don't like when you make this point, but honestly it's not my fault your critical thinking is so low. The fact that they gushed over Melania Trump, a Playboy model, and vilified beautiful Michelle Obama
for just having her arms out,
as if she was illegitimate just for the nature of her body and her and everything. And it honestly will always make me mad for the rest of my life, because it's just Trump after the Obamas is such a great example of the double standard on Blackness, and also just why I don't pretend to be unbiased or pretend to be down with this. I'm so cynical. It's like they're all full of shit. I don't even pretend to be down with it because it's how they get you. Like, no, I picked a side. The Black president was better, period, in every fucking way. And y'all didn't keep that same energy with not the two next white presidents. You don't even keep the same energy with Biden. They don't like him, and they still don't keep that. As much as I'm glad we have Biden, if he was held to the Barack Obama standard, they'd be killing his ass too.
Right.
So it's just, I personally will always think about that shit. But I'm not fucked with by her admitting this out loud, because I'm tell you right now, we were all thinking it.
Yeah, I was like, I'm pretty sure.
We were all like, wait till she get out of office. All of us. Like she got that vibe of like, oh, I can't wait to get off of work. And she's been off work for years now. Honestly, that's one thing. Whenever I always found it funny. On this show, every time it came up, I always said the same shit. But whenever they would float the Michelle Obama might run for, I was like, no, she's not.
No, she would never.
No, she won't. Well, you don't think she would be a good president? Let me tell you something.
No.
That woman cannot wait for y'all to leave her the fuck alone.
Yes, you can tell.
And she don't got the temperament of Barack. She fuck around, be president. Y'all pull some of that double standard bullshit, and she gonna tell you about yourselves, and y'all gonna want to fucking, y'all think it's gonna be 12 January 6s on just random days, because it's gonna be white people gonna be mad as hell every day, because she gonna be just like, and that's why these crackers, excuse me, honkies, that's why they like
y'all not ready for her, honey. The way I will never forget for when Trump got won and they went to the inauguration.
She handing that cake.
Not only that, her hair, like she woke up. You know what she said? Fuck it, just push it all back. Like,
yeah,
you know, when Michelle go out, she go all out with her hair. She woke up, she did put like this. They was like, we come do your hair. She was like, nope, I do it shit myself.
Compared to how she showed up for Biden inauguration,
right?
Just is, I mean, night and day.
She puts that shit back in a ponytail and was like, bitch, this is what you gonna get today.
All right, let's get into some guest arrays, and then we'll wrap this thing up.
What time is it?
It's time to guess the race. It's time to guess the race. It's time to guess the race. It's time to guess the race.
All right, guess the race time. Go around the globe, find different articles, guess the race of the people involved. Today's contestants, this man right here, Raleigh, North Carolina. A man has been charged with impersonating a deputy in Wake County.
Oh shit!
Yep. A former Wake County deputy, Chris Valgawan, spotted the imposter driving around in a car that mimicked a Wake County sheriff's officer cruiser.
That's people. I'm saying, y'all be getting them vehicles that you should not be allowed to drive impersonation cars. Like, you know, no, this is a standard car. Public can't buy that bullshit.
The new one to me is the white Ford. They look like SUV type joints. I think they're Ford, but y'all know what I'm talking. The white, like they're like police SUVs. It's even worse than the people that get the motherfucking the cruiser looking ones. Like that, like, well, who are you? Like, you went to the store now, right? You went to the car store and was like, give me the one that made me look like 5-0.
Right? Who buys that bullshit?
What's wrong with you? Like, I was behind one or in front of one the other day that scared the shit out of me, and it was just like a motherfucker that just thought that was a hot look.
Right? You like, who bought this?
Like, fuck you, man. He had like a bike or something that made it look like, I thought it was a siren on the top of it. The lights on the top was just like, bike. Oh, I just got a canoe up here or some shit. I'm like, dude, what's wrong with you?
Yeah, it ought to be illegal. Whatever vehicles they use, the public shouldn't be able to buy.
Anyway, so Grant Dallin Hall, 24, was arrested near a food line. A charge of impersonating a law enforcement officer. The hairs on my arm stood up, said the actual officer. I looked in the rearview mirror and I'm like, I'm not pulling over. This doesn't seem right. Earlier Thursday, the sheriff's office said a man was trying to make traffic stops in Raleigh. The witnesses said the man was driving a vehicle with law enforcement markings. Hall was seen driving a white and black Ford Crown Victoria with a front roll bar. The vehicle had white doors, a black hood, and faded letters on the side. Down 911 was seen painted near the gas tank with an "In God We Trust" and sheriff decals located on the trunk. If you sold this to this man this way, you should go to jail too.
Yes, you should.
Unless he went and also if you help put this on his car, you go to jail.
You go to jail.
So
too.
Either way, he should not be the only one going to jail. Because what could the fucking reason be?
Right.
I've never seen anything like it. The sheriff said. I've seen
around and put over the real police officer. They were like, "This ain't right."
I've seen cars with neon strips down, but strips below, but nothing to this extent. A photo of the vehicle was submitted to authorities. In August, an 18-year-old Benson woman told authorities she was driving when she was pulled over by a driver in the silver Dodge Charger. Once she pulled over, she said the flashing lights turned off. Two men got out the car, and the teen said both were wearing ski masks and dark clothing. So I guess other people are doing this too, but not this guy. All right, so guess the race.
Oh, White.
Karen going with White.
They don't have his name, do they?
Yeah, I said it. It was something Dylan Dallin. Hold on, give me a second. I'll find it. His name is Grant Dallin Hall.
Oh, White.
24.
And the thing is, they get out with ski masks. You better speed away. Fuck that. Yeah, we just gonna be on a fucking police chase.
Yeah.
Fuck that bullshit.
Let's see. A Caucasoid from the Snow Caucasus Mountains, White. Coplandia Forever Cop cosplay, White. White Audacity and Play Insurrection, White. White Neon Light, White. It's crazy short and full activity to you. Oh, that's not okay. Only White plays cops and robbers as an adult, White. Playing cops and robbers, White. White. The correct answer is White. He just looked like a young Republican.
Don't he?
You know, like
the president of the party at the university.
At the university.
Mm-hmm.
He's the president of the Young Republicans car. Now look at his car. That's a damn police car to me.
Oh no! Go to the jail.
Like, why is this okay?
That's why I say people shouldn't be able to buy them Crown Victorias.
Yeah.
You should. The public shouldn't be able to buy those.
The fuck? All right, let's get into another one. Let's see. Try to scroll down, get some old ones since I got so many that we never got to.
Okay.
A Boston barber seriously injured after stabbing himself in a freak accident. Client and colleagues jump into action. A Beacon Hill. Oh wait, can I play this article? Oh, fuck, y'all can't hear it. Hold on, think about this. All right, how did I do this last time? There was a way, and now I can't remember what the way was.
You end up sharing the screen. And
Can y'all? So let me. Can y'all hear this? Right now. Can they hear that?
I don't know. Can y'all hear that? I know I can. No.
Okay. All right. Let me think. Okay. Oh, I remember what I did. All right. Cool. Don't worry, guys. I got us. I think it let me play it in a different window. Y'all can hear it. So let me see if that works.
Yeah, we were looking at one window, but you was playing it in another window.
All right. Can y'all?
Caught on camera, a Beacon Hill barber seriously injured in a freak accident.
Can y'all hear that? Yep, they can hear that.
Okay.
Killed by his own scissors. Now, friends and customers are raising money to help his recovery. WBZ's Anaritas Rodriguez has the story all new at 10.
All of a sudden, he was on the ground, and I look down, and I see blood. And he says, "Oh my God, I stabbed myself," and pulls a set of scissors out of his chest.
Max Cohen is talking about the moments when his barber accidentally stabbed himself in the chest after tripping and falling on a pair of shears. The freak accident happened last Friday and was captured by video surveillance.
Now, do you have to pay for the haircut?
It's free.
Because I feel like if I help save your life, it's free. For matter of fact, free haircuts for life.
You can see Steve Silva's colleagues run to his aid. Cohen then gets up from his chair and goes to look for something to help compress the wound. He says he then came back to talk to the barber and try to keep him calm before first responders arrived.
I kind of figured as long as he'd stay calm, it'd probably be the best situation.
Was that just your instinct kicking in?
I'd say partly yes. I've had training.
He hit an artery, and he had to have emergency open chest, open heart surgery immediately. So he's recovering now in the ICU. He's doing okay.
Boston barber owner Robert Della Russo says he's proud everyone inside the shop acted quickly. He says Silva will remain hospitalized for at least 2 weeks and describes the 29-year-old as one of his best employees. Because of the pandemic, he's also one of the few still on payroll.
This was like Steve's first week back at work, and now this. So he's in a gym.
A GoFundMe page is now up, hoping to raise money to help Silva with his hospital bills. Del Russo says he's relieved Silva will recover.
We're going to do everything we can, and he said, "I'm coming back to work as soon as I can stand up again."
All right, there you go. So guess the race of young Steve over here, who had a very close shave.
That was a close cut.
Oh wait, that's what he cut it close, Karen. That's what you're supposed to say. But go ahead. Well,
a close. Oh, he cut it close. That's a good one. I was about to say close cut too.
a close cut is not a phrase, really. but cut it close is it's all good. What was the guess?
White.
All right, Karen's guessing white. That's a super cuts. White cut that crap. White Italian got the Ali to get a script and come back. Next thing I know, someone getting stabbed. Someone had stabbed themselves. Must be white. He definitely was in the last chair. Okay, that's Clippers for fades wouldn't do him like that. White. Hurt by his shears. A brother would have been stabbed by his 7 baby mama in a fight. White.
Oh no.
Lakita Jinx. Oh wait, that's not okay. Italian white. The correct answer is white.
I see he got the point. That's a good one.
That's a good one. But that's him with their hand on his back. You don't actually see the cut in the video because it's all from his back.
Right.
But you see them get up to help him, and then they did show his gnarly scar.
Oh, I know they're gonna be
that he got
traumatizing.
That he got from in the hospital. It was bad. All right, but Karen is 2 for 2.
Yay!
So you know what that means. We got to get to the bonus round.
How can I be racist about anybody or anything in my life? How can I?
Call them niggas. Just call them niggas.
It's time to get
gold teeth, gold chain wearing, fried chicken and biscuit eating, monkey, big baboon, big dive, fast running, high jumping, spear chucking, 360-degree basketball.
Whew. All right, let's get to the final one. Let me see what the race is on this one. This argument so long it's taking forever to load. Maybe we do a different one then. How about oh wait, no, hold on, it's coming up. Give it a second, everyone. See if it has the people's faces in it. I don't know if this even has it's just a picture of Whataburger.
Why they be playing with
What
you?
the fuck?
Yeah, y'all be having videos that don't be related to the article.
Okay,
and shit.
I found it. I found this picture. All right, here we go. San Antonio. That's where this happened.
Okay, Texas.
Yes.
Okay.
No, San Antonio, New York.
A
dive team.
Naming cities, and I be wrong because sometimes they duplicate names all across the country. My bad.
That is a good point, Karen. And I was just having a little fun with you. Police said on Thursday the weapon they believe was used in the shooting was discovered. Oh, that's the update. Okay. So let's get to the 40 Whataburger patrons were bombarded by gunfire downtown after a man allegedly shot through the glass windows of the restaurant multiple times.
Ooh.
Officers at the downtown patrol office heard 10 gunshots on East Commerce Street. They saw a man running down the street where pedestrians yelled out that the man had a gun. Police identified the 18-year-old as Pedro Ortega III. 4 bike officers were able to stop the man. Investigators found the man had an argument.
Must have riding the hell out of them bikes.
Yeah, there must have been. Officers said they found the man. Well, he was running on foot. It's not a car.
Oh, okay.
Officers found the man had an argument with several other people at the Whataburger downtown. So he walked across the street and got a handgun out. He then allegedly fired about 10 shots into the glass windows of the restaurant when 40 people were inside. The rounds reportedly went through cups, hamburgers, and a Christmas tree, yet no one was hurt in the gunfire.
Oh,
how that probably was. That's a Christmas miracle.
Woo.
The gun was retrieved from the water in the Riverwalk. All right, Karen, guess the race of Pedro Ortega III.
Latino.
Okay, let's check the chat room and see what they believe.
We've had Whataburger before.
Have we? I don't remember.
It's up
We
there.
had Smash Burger. We
I thought
had
that was a Whataburger. Up there.
Google Whataburger Charlotte, Karen, before we get the line, because I don't remember. I feel like it was something else over there off of Woodline.
I think it closed. I mean, I'm Googling it.
Okay. All right. Anyway, these guesses are Latino. Sounds like in that Atlanta episode, Latino. Them nacho burgers, them nacho your burgers, Latino. Tex-Mex, Latino. The correct answer is, everyone got it right, Latino.
Oh no! Okay.
Mhm.
I was thinking about something else.
It's all good. All good.
Oh, okay. I know what I was thinking about. It was not Whataburger. Nope, never had it. My bad.
All good. All good. Anyway, that was him.
Oh, that haircut! He got a bowl cut. They just put a bowl upside his head and was like, "Cut it."
Well, yeah, maybe that dude that stabbed himself with the scissors. Maybe it was his.
His handiwork.
Yeah, he was like, I'm using bows from now on. I ain't trying to get killed. All right, y'all. Let's get to the sword ratchetness, and then we'll wrap this bad boy up. All right, let's do the sword ratchetness. Let's see. How about this one? A man killed outside Nottingham Victoria Center with a samurai sword.
England?
Sounds like it.
Nottingham.
Yeah.
Okay.
UK, England. A man stabbed another man through the heart with a samurai sword outside.
Through the heart.
Through
Oh,
the
what's
heart.
happening in here?
Lee Cooper died at the scene outside of the house of Fraser on Union Road, Nottingham. Ethan Austin, 19, is on trial, accused of murder and having an offensive weapon, a knife.
And you know what he didn't do? Go on a stabbing spree.
This time.
Because stabbing, you have to be in close proximity.
Yeah, you can't stab 25 people and kill 5 or whatever the fuck.
You'll be tired. The rest of the people would just take you down.
Mr. Austin had beef with the ex-prison mate, Anton Scott, and they were involved in an altercation around 7:40 where Mr. Scott's friend was stabbed. So the person that got stabbed. Now that is interesting because like with a gun, innocent bystander getting shot kind of makes sense. So it's like, yeah, maybe missed the shot. Innocent bystander getting stabbed.
I would be highly upset.
Like, what kind of Christmas
How
addicts?
I get stabbed in the heart?
What kind of Christmas addict shit is this?
Oh no!
Mr. Cooper, 28, then ran over to Mr. Austin, and the teenager drew a knife from his waistband and stabbed him in the chest, penetrating his heart. He said it caused a wound at least 8 inches deep. He was able to run a few steps, and then he collapsed and died.
Yeah. Woof.
So, all right, just give him a death penalty. All right, y'all, that's it. Thanks for listening. We'll be back later on, probably Saturday for feedback, depending on how froggy we feel tomorrow. Sign up for the Black Friday deal. And until then, I love you.
I love you too.
Mwah. Bye, everybody.